I think I can do it.
Do it.
Um,
You got this, man.
uh, so Scoot is on a
Uh,
is still on a bender, has not slept from the casino free evening of drinking that he got, and has continued through the day. We have discovered, thanks to the good sleuth work of the team, that we've tracked down the final girl who is in possession of the phone game. Um, so we head up to the fancy hilly part of town where the wealthy can look down on us poors, and we run into the security guard up there who was just married into the McKinsey family, and we borrow his golf cart to head over to the home of the I don't remember, we can't remember the last name that we gave him. We run into the father of the girl that's playing the game. He's working on his
No,
beautiful
Gallagher.
classic Gallagher. There we go. Who's working on his beautiful blue classic Mustang. Uh, we inform him of what has transpired, and we head into the house to investigate further. But before we can get to the girl's room, we are put in some warp of time and space that we have to fight through. And then I believe Sonny was able to give us a structure to hold on to as we fight into the room.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to make it uh, close to the room, and then Steven's character was blasted back down the stairs, destroying the sofa in the living room. Scoot vomits on the floor from losing his balance. Steven's character then goes into the garage underneath where the room the girl is, and pulls the roof down on himself and that beautiful car, bringing the girl
The
down
baby blue
safely.
Mustang.
Yeah, bouncing
poor
safely
baby
off
blue
her
Mustang.
bed, but greatly injuring himself in the process. Um, from the game emerges a spectral being that slowly becomes part of the mortal world. A fight ensues. He does a little damage to us. Veronica splashes him with a sugar cookie of blinding.
So good. It was so good.
And then she also traps him in the garage with a warding. We Scoot summons a bunch of boy band members to distract him, and then we try to close him in on the ward. But
All the NSFW channels.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey,
Listen, the FBI and the CIA already know what channels I'm a part of.
dude, all right.
it's crazy.
The Mr. Beast
Chris-
channels, dude.
Oh.
The Mr. Beast group chat.
No, that would be.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so yeah, you're in basically the one like really nice part of town, and you are all looking out from this destroyed garage, smoking garage.
Time to check on Mary and then make a run for it.
You hear, because Mary is currently
We took her
got carried
down.
away. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
carried away. The simulacrum transformer thing. No, that's what you used to trick the guy to powering up. This was like the bed, I think. I think you like bed knobs and broomsticks this bed thing to carry her away, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, but her father is in tears. He's crying, my baby, and he's sitting there staring at the car like a jagoff. So y'all okay? So who's running off to go and check on Mary?
I am in the verge of death, so I'm not doing nothing.
Nothing.
I'm
You did
laying there in pain.
Yeah, you did get healed a bit, right? I think you got one of your.
Yeah, but then he got hit again.
My
He got hit
major
again.
wound got removed, and then I got hit again.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have a major, a
didn't
medium,
die.
and a minor.
Yeah. Okay. You're not dead. You're not close to dying. Well, I guess you are pretty close to dying in this game. You're pretty close. Never mind. You have 3 boxes left?
I have, one medium, 2 small.
Yeah. So you're halfway. You're bloodied.
I'm in trouble. He's like sitting there.
No, he's like 2/3.
Oh.
I will be attempting to heal him in any.
Oh, you're too kind.
I will assist you on that as well.
Okay.
Use my experience to upgrade my healing capabilities.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask that. Does anybody use how do people use their experience from last time?
I would like to do some town upgrades. So if you want to wait until we like kind of wrap this scene up to jump into that,
that'd be fine.
Side, I guess. While
yeah.
Since you've been gone.
So, well, town upgrades. The idea is like they don't happen automatically. You buy into them, and depending on how what the new either aptitude is going to be or the new die level, it kind of signifies how long that upgrade would take in time, right? If that makes sense. So it's like, yeah. So it's like, oh, we're going up to a D12. That might take a year or more of, depending on what you're doing. So, yeah.
It's a montage.
Montage. It's a mantage. There's no Bratz and Beretta.
Upgrades. I upped my, I believe it was creation die to a D8, which also upped my spell die to a D8, and I added another pip and mist, and I still have 4 experience.
All right,
full track.
you had to spend some. So you are our first level up.
Yeah.
All right.
Only took me dying.
Well, that's because we're on session 8, so it took 8 sessions for somebody to level up.
Oh, they're spelled out. Yeah. I was like debating on just putting the experience into like a third tree to get the level up, but
okay.
I figured it's better to specialize into because we lack healing.
Okay.
For
so
situations like this,
so it
might be better to do something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
For the time being, I can level up later. My spell die being a D8 doesn't necessarily matter right now, at least to my knowledge.
Okay.
Speaking of leveling up, like for the backpack character, like you have the 3 specialized skills that you can get. What determines when you would unlock on it?
That is a good point. So at this, Steven, you now get to choose another one of your special abilities.
Ooh,
for leveling up.
That.
Yeah.
So that is a huge benefit then to the leveling up as well.
Yeah, you unlock your special abilities, and you should get. I'd have to double check, but I think you get points for your skills as well.
And remind me again what determines when you level up.
For every 3 die levels. Not aptitude, the
path.
Yeah, the die level. For every 3. So what we're determining
to level up 3 separate paths.
Yes.
3.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Up to their next die level.
Path either, right?
Yeah, so that's why we had those the check boxes next to the paths, the 5 paths, is for you to keep track of which ones you've leveled up before.
And then to level up a path, you need to have
the number of experience points equal to the die level that you're trying to upgrade to. So a D8 would be 3 experience points.
So I would need 6.
Yeah.
Might start going into ceremonial. I don't
Okay.
know if anybody has any of that.
Okay.
So it'd be good to have. I've seen some times where having it would be useful.
Also, I mean, putting points into it allows you to use, I guess, the way that we've been developing the system advantage, or help.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is
And
what I
applying
think
help.
I have eight experience points after that last session, so I can afford to spend some on the town and some on myself.
Yeah.
We got like 5 experience points for that session yesterday.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was pretty big. Because y'all hit a really big story point with uncovering what the dream phone is and saving Mary in the process.
So then I actually might be able to level up because I have 2 floating experience points after that I can put into ceremonial to level up that die, or crypt. I might do crypt or folk.
How about you, Anita? What you got, experience wise?
Put it into.
I put some into mist and brought that up to 2 pips. And I did something else, and I can't remember what it was. Warding, because warding has been so important that I brought that up to 2 pips.
Okay.
And so you were saying that
I'll have
3 out there. Okay.
Yeah, that we can use for the town or whatever.
Selfish.
Or you could spend if you have anything at a D4, because that's the thing, is like if you have everything at a D4, you could technically spend 2 to bring it up to a D6 in one of your paths. If that was, if you wanted to kind of.
Yeah, I could do that with Hex. That would probably be good.
But so you said with upgrading your spell die, you get to select an additional ability for your class, right? So like I have like what's dead may never die as a keeper. That means that I get to pick one of the other 2 abilities like Healbot or Mimic Veil.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
I can actually use that.
Nice. So what is so if I don't have a skill in it at all yet, no skill point, it's just a blank. What would that be? What would that cost?
I think we start with a base D4 and everything.
So right, but if you're looking at if you're talking about aptitude,
correct. Yeah, no blips at all.
Just 1 point. So like it's 1, 2, just 3. I'm trying to think of like how much if you went from 0 to 5.
So if I wanted to,
I think it's 15 points or something like that.
Nothing in enchantment, linking, or ritual. So if I wanted 1 blip in enchantment, linking, and ritual, that would only be 3 points?
Yeah.
Seems like it should cost more, but I'm going to do it because we're testing. So I just did that then. I threw 3 points into that. So now I did in ceremonial, I went enchantment 1, linking 1, ritual 1.
Sure.
Because we've kind of done a little bit of all that like over the course of this game, so I feel like I would have gathered some of that knowledge.
Sure. Yeah.
I think
not a lot, but a base level.
Yeah.
I think the trade-off is like, to equate it to the only other system that I know, D&D. It's like the same thing where like you can multi-class into every skill. Like you can multi-class into every class, but
it's going to take you forever to be really like
to specialize, right? Like I feel like the system definitely benefits from specializing, but it also like incentivizes like spreading your points out a little bit in order to level up and stuff like that.
That's
your boundaries a bit.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, sure, you can cheese the system by putting like 3 or 4 points in everything to level up super fast, but then that will also cause your growth curve to like
flatten out
super early,
and that's
and then you won't be able to grow until you get tons of experience points.
Which that's a design. It's a design. What do they call it? It's a diegetic ludonarrative. Sorry, it's a ludonarrative design choice. In that, you could be a D12 magical practitioner. I'm super right because I've leveled up real fast. I've leveled up a bunch of my little things really quickly. It's like I'm super powerful. I only know a little bit about a lot of stuff. Right.
So it's the Chad sorcerer versus
the person who's like, well, I'm only a D6, but if you want to talk about hex magic, and I got a D12 in hex, I'm probably gonna more than likely outperform
toss one in illusion too, because I did do some illusion. So I spent 4, because I guess I'm going to start going to Crypt creation ceremonial since you need 3 paths. So I just sent you an updated version of my character sheets. That way you just have that for your records.
Oof. Sorry, I saw some.
I want that shit.
Don't look.
I did. It pulled up, and I wanted to vomit because my phone was already on that page. Okay. So, we've all spent our experience. And
no, I still have 4 more.
Oh well, okay. But the majority
for town purposes, I'm ready for that whenever.
He's gonna be like that one like SpongeBob episode where like he comes in as like the hulking mass with us strapped to his back. By the end of the session, the BBAG is gonna be like, "What is that?"
You can't get in.
And he's like, "Oh, don't worry about him. Don't worry about that guy.
Don't worry about that guy."
He's just swole.
Ash.
Well, hey, you get pretty hepped up on manual labor, you know.
There you go.
Yeah,
really
exactly. He's got the farmer bod.
Perfect. He's got that. Anyway, Ash, so you rush over to help. Oh my gosh, character names are gonna fall out of my head. Jasper. There we go. Jasper. I pulled up the things here. You rush over to Jasper, and as you're running by, Mr. Parker, he rushes over next to you, and he's in your face while you're trying to work. He's like, "What can you do? Can you help it? Can you help my baby? Can you help my baby, please? What are you doing to help my baby? Y'all caused this mess. You can help me, right? You can help me, right?"
Don't touch me, please. Don't.
Oh, he's trying. But he's in your he's up in your space.
The second that he touches me, there's going to be like dirt and debris, like sort of like sheet, like like almost like second nature, right? Creating like a sort of soft shell around me to like create a personal space bubble.
Okay,
just like in like second nature, like not even thinking.
Oh,
about
sure.
It, just, like, whipping it up. And like it's gonna be like one of those like moving shields that like, blocks his path, so it's kind of so you can't touch me. And then I will in that moment use my new ability, Healbot. And it says for 3 stress, so I'll take 3 stress. I can create a simulacrum that will attempt to move about the area up to a zone of near and heal any injuries it can up to 2 minor wounds. So I will do that while also attempting to heal Jasper on top of that.
What does this thing look like?
So it's gonna be it's gonna be.
Is it part of his car again?
It's gonna
just taking more parts of this dude's
car. Have a catalytic converter as a centerpiece.
Yes.
Mustang didn't have a catalytic converter. For that.
No. It'll probably be using a lot of the debris from like the house, like wooden structures, a lot of earth, a lot of nature, a lot of like things like that.
Okay.
If the intent is to heal, then I wouldn't go for like metal, right?
Okay.
So, and then it is just essentially going to be taking the form of like earth and nature and like grass and stuff like that. It's gonna be like a moss giant, or not giant, but like a little creature.
Yeah.
Like little stubby legs and maybe like little tiny T-Rex arms or something like that. But it's gonna have a big eye in the center and like a leaf sprout sticking out of its head, sort of like a jacked up Pikmin.
Jacked up Pikmin.
And it's gonna be addressing his wounds, covering the wounds in sort of like a clay, not like mud. Not like dirty mud, but like clay to like seal it and kind of like almost bandage it, right? Create like thin layers of film to sort of like breathable bandages.
And it's also magical in nature, so that it's it's not like it's putting in here's a bacteria infected infested
Yeah.
mud
Right.
into your
I soaked it in
wounds.
vodka. It's
Yeah,
fine.
everything's fine. It's I took some dirt
The
from the
spirit of, like, a
ground.
World War I, like medical sergeant.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
It's
just
cleaning.
the bandages out.
yeah, yeah. He's like, just don't drink that.
Ah.
It's ethanol, not alcohol.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I know.
And I'll be like, just it'll be healing him while I'm addressing the major wounds, right? Like the medium
Sure.
wounds.
Okay.
And trying to like suture them up and kind of like get out, like flushing it with
Sure.
antiseptic and stuff like that.
So
either I would imagine that it's like a lot of the magic that I understand is going to be like medical textbook like
Sure.
jargon and stuff like that, and me sort of like Green Lantern, like creating, like using magic to create things that already exist, right?
Sure.
Like it's me like with the Green Lantern ring making like a semi truck, like it's like the dumbest shit. You can make whatever you want. It's like, I'm gonna make a bottle of antiseptic, iodine, and a Q-tip.
Well,
like,
cool.
like bare bones stuff like that.
Well, cool.
In a
So that
surgical context.
okay. So that obviously that in case Jasper, your minor wounds are all gone.
I only had one.
All right.
I have a couple. Can I?
It would help with the major. It can heal everybody in a radius up to 2 minor wounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, this thing's gonna run around, and if you have any minor wounds,
It'll heal you.
It'll heal you. In fact, it's probably gonna run over to, Mary. And because it has to be within a near radius of you.
Yes.
So if you move, it will follow you and go. It would attempt to heal her as well. So what?
Struck like a little medical tent with like a red cross symbol. Even though it's copyrighted.
The first medium wound, I believe, is a D6.
Sure.
And the major is
3 stress, so that makes it a plus a die level.
Yes,
right?
so it's a D8.
I could choose the system and say that I do this before, but like I'll just take the L.
I'll just take the L.
Increase it. Yeah, it's gonna increase it a die level. So
yeah, to a D8, and then your the major wound's a D12. One thing I've been thinking. Oh my goodness! Oh no! I lost all my dice. Oh no! One thing I've been thinking about on the converse side, because we have advantage, is what happens when it's at a D12, but there's so many factors pushing it above that. I think we're going to do levels of irresistible imposition. So for every die level that would go above a D12, we're just adding 1 level of IR. Does that make sense? Or
no.
I. Irresistible imposition. Okay. So we know what irresistible imposition is, right? As a concept.
Yeah.
Remind me.
Can't be lowered by
Yeah.
anything
Oh,
but
it
stress.
can't.
Other than
Okay.
can't be loaded. But there have been, and maybe we haven't run into that situation yet here, but it is in the book where I talk about you can have certain creatures will have levels. So if you have a creature that's like, hey, I'm a D10, irresistible imposition 1. That just means you have to have 2 levels of aptitude to start knocking things down. So it's a way for them to not be like, everything doesn't have to be a D12 to be, not everything, it has to be a D10, D12 to be difficult. You could be a D6 IR2.
Where'd Sonny go?
He's grabbing his dice.
Oh,
Yeah, he dropped his dice on the ground. So that way the imposition the imposition isn't difficult to get past if it's a D6, but you do have to have more aptitude to start affecting it. So
make it where even if you're not skilled in it, it is difficult, which it should be that way a bit. But yeah.
So that's what I think I'm going to play with with this game. We're going to do that. Yeah, is if we hit that D12 and you have stress or constant imposition or whatever, and we can't push it past that D12, it just turns into irresistible imposition levels.
I like that.
That'll rack up. But I don't
have a lot of successes last session. Not you, Steven, but
yeah. Y'all, other than Jasper.
Yeah.
Which I will say again, Steven, that haircut is killer. Whoever did that.
Yeah, you're rocking the Viking vibes right now. I like it.
Yeah, tell your great clips.
Huh?
What is this? What contraption?
The fidget.
It's a back scratcher.
So back to the roll.
Yes.
Right. It is going to be a D8. You said
for the medium wound
to start with, or is it no? It's a D6 up to a D8.
Right.
And I lower it to a D by my 2 aptitude to a D4.
Yes.
Okay. So I have a D8 spell die now and a D8 creation, and then 2 aptitude healing. So it's going to be 2 D8s and a D4.
Okay.
I'll roll the D4 first. There's a 1. So.
All right. Congratulations.
8 and a 5.
8 and a 5. So you were able to take care of that medium wound, but he still has this huge. Steven, what does your major wound look like? I'm curious what you would think.
My major wound was called buried in rubble.
Oh, you had to say it right as I was drinking.
I love it.
You probably got impaled by some
rebar,
like
contusions, probably a cracked rib or two,
cracked collarbone. Yeah, just absolutely messed up.
I'm massacred
real hard.
Yeah,
but my medium is gone, right? So all I have is this one major.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we got your knee back in place. We
got your knee back in place. You can walk. That's all that.
Rub some dirt on it.
That's how we got here in the first place.
I think Jasper unironically looks over at Scoot and goes, "Is there a Mackenzie recipe for a headache?"
Oh, yeah, we got plenty of them. I give you like a little herb melody
getting
from
one
my pouch.
Getting rid of one.
Oh, I take that herb remedy back from you. I give you a different pouch.
No, wait, hold on. You don't know. Oh, that was my personal.
That's for getting out of work.
All right, so I'm gonna need some rest.
Are you gonna take care of the major, Ash, or are you gonna leave that?
Their major wound?
Yeah.
You took care of the medium.
Yes, I thought I took care. So yeah, I can try to take care of the major.
He got another major wound.
Yeah,
later.
That's what I'm like.
Yeah, and I got 2 blips in healing, so I can assist you with that one if we want to work together.
Yeah, because he starts.
Some effort.
Yeah, because he starts with irresistible 1 because of the stress he's under. So your helping is basically getting it back to a regular D12 for his aptitude to kick in.
Okay.
Oh, my fridge is open.
Your fridge.
I have
Is your fridge running? We better go catch it.
Do you see so like my healing hands, for instance, like once per witching hour for 3 stress, you can heal up to 3 miter wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see any way of being able to play with that, like where instead of 3 minor, would you be able to make that 1 medium or something to that extent, or do you want that as written?
So as written, because I want to leave room for expansions and future special abilities to for people to finally to maybe pick through. So you might be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm
there may be more than just 3. This is just the base.
Right. And in the future we might be able to release expansion books like, hey, here's a bunch of lists of new special abilities for each of the things. And
yeah, just wait for Shadowlands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
but so yeah. This roll is going to be a D12, and he's reducing the irresistible imposition by 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to be just a straight D12, and then my aptitude.
And then your aptitude. Yep.
So it brings it down to a D8.
Yep. in any stress that you want to. If anybody else wants to try to assist, they can. I don't know if
there's gonna be 3 d8s, so I'll just roll those.
Okay.
Imposition first, and then the 2 dice.
Okay.
That is a 4 on imposition, a
Right,
1 on the
good.
spell,
Uh-oh.
and a 2 on
No,
the.
no.
Oh no!
It's a full
Take
fail.
your
So
XP.
you get an experience point.
yes, and I
Um,
slash him open, fill it with sand.
So
I
you're
imagine that I lose focus, like trying to like suture
So-
him up and stuff.
well.
Like
What happens is you're
Tap your hand.
you're trying to fix him. You're being this guy, even though you got that shield, like that dude. Finally, as you're trying to really focus in on this major wound, your shield, your like dust shield, drops because you needed all of your attention. And he pushes in past you, and he's like, "You got him!" and just slams into you. Because he was like, it's like someone pushing against a door that all of a sudden the door's gone, and he all of his weight was on it, so he just comes tumbling forward, slams into you, and I would say one of your magical scalpels that was like doing a fine tune, you end up. It's a failure. So none of those wounds leave. It was a D12 irresistible 1. I'm going to say your scalpel flips out and just slices you across the face. It's a nasty, like, cheek open. Probably if your mouth opens, y'all are able to see teeth and bone. Like it just goes straight through, right? Because it's a surgical scalpel that you've got it. So you're now bleeding out on that. So we'll put major wound on you.
Okay.
All right. Well, Veronica was going to check on Mary, but I think Veronica's going to go try to settle him down because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, and he sees that, and of course he backs up. He's like, he's freaking out. This guy's face is bleeding. Oh, what's going on? Why are you all in my house? What have you done? You've made everything worse. You're bleeding everywhere. Like he's just absolutely going into hysterics.
All right. So Veronica, with her comforting presence and her ability at making friends, is going to now jump down from the second floor where she'd been hanging out, and on her way out to check on Mary, said, "How about if you come with me, sir, so we can talk about it somewhere a little less fraught right now?" It was interesting that the happened in your house. Do you know of anything that your house has that might be contributing to this? That's a terrible thing. I'm so glad your daughter's going to be better. Let's go check on her.
I love it. This is a mundane skill to persuade, because of how like hysterical he is looking at this person bleeding face. I imagine Ash is like you're trying to like hold your your cheek together at the moment.
No, I'm like immediately like
okay,
like stitching it up or something like.
Okay,
just, like
well that's what I mean. Like you're holding it to yeah.
I'm not panicked. Like you don't see a single ounce of panic. Like I'm just like fuck, and then just like immediately like going into sort of like
not this again.
Yeah. Not even that I've dealt with it before, but just that like I'm like all right,
sure.
like, I know how to treat the wound. Like I have to staunch the bleeding, et cetera, like close the wound. Kind of just going through the process.
Sure. I want to say a D8 is your imposition on this guy. Because at the very least, I think you're probably not going to immediately calm him down, but I think you're going to be able to get him. You're trying to get him at this point just away. Calm down enough to get. That's what your goal, right? Is just to be like, hey.
Yeah. So I have 2 in comforting presence. So that will drop it down to a D4.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do that. And that is a 1. Yes.
All right.
Good start. And a 5 on the social. And only a 1 on the human die. So, but that's
That's
enough.
a full success. Yeah. Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Why? It's like my house. Why'd you think I had anything to do with this? Well, no. It's all. I just working on my car. I just got back from work. There's nothing particular about my home. I haven't done anything here. What do you mean? What are you trying to accuse me of? I don't know anything about magic.
Your daughter didn't get it from nowhere.
No, I don't. Her mom's really into magic.
Ah, okay. Well, just we'll try to straighten out what we can, but we are glad that we were here in time to save your daughter, and that is the most important thing here.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, her mom got called off this afternoon for some out of nowhere. Said she had to go real quick. Had to take care of something in town. Some problems. I don't know what's going on. Some problems her and some other people had to take care of.
Oh, interesting. I wonder what problems those would be. Do we know who her mother is?
Not at this time, no. It has been 2 weeks. So I'll make a refresher. I'll throw it out this way. What did y'all take care of that morning?
That morning before we came up here?
We were talking to the students and stuff like that. I think we were talking.
There was one action that you as a group took care of.
Oh, the pillar.
Oh, the wards.
The wards.
Yeah.
And y'all got it set up. And then what were you told about the rest of the wards? What was going to happen?
Yeah, that they had to be fixed. Good.
Yeah, and we made an attempt,
the
but
cult. The secret cult.
Coven, not a cult.
Coven.
Yes.
The same difference.
Same as far as Jasper's concerned, same difference.
They get together in secret and perform magic. If that's not a cult, I don't know what is.
Okay.
I guess Scoot would pick Jasper up, kind of hoist him up on his
have we
shoulder.
gotten out to Mary?
Okay, so you want to take him over to Mary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Veronica's taking the dad over to Mary.
That's what I mean.
Oh,
Yeah, Veronica's taking the dad over to Mary.
Okay. So
she was unconscious last we knew.
Yeah.
So is she still?
She's starting to come around. She's a little groggy, but at this point she is awake. So you had something to do. We're going to see what I want to check with Jasper to see what you're doing at this moment.
Well, he feels a little better. Then he feels a little better. Then he sees Ash get his face sliced open, and he no longer feels better.
Now it's a stomach problem more than...
Yeah, he sees Ash kind of stitching his own face, and he's just like, man, we're a mess.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're right there by the car. You could just pull off the rearview mirror and use it to
right.
just stitch your face.
Jasper's just gonna look at Ash and be like, thanks.
Yeah, we're good.
Feel a little better.
I do what I
Big
could.
goose egg right here, like that obnoxious red giant goose egg.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Help me up, buddy.
I'll hoist you up and then offer Ash a hand too, and kind of make our way out to the to the golf cart.
I politely refuse.
Okay.
Golf cart that we
Perfect.
simulacrum to drive itself.
It's just going in a circle. That does so. Before we kind of move forward, do you want to go ahead and roll for your face, Ash?
I can try. I don't want to make it worse.
Because of your stress, this is a D12 irresistible one.
Okay.
If anybody would like to help,
I can make it another attempt. I didn't help much last time.
See, so
I'll sprinkle
D12,
some powder on it.
D12 irresistible position in position 1. So with help down to a D12, and then I use that additional experience point to help me level up to healing.
How much stress does it take to help?
Use as much as whatever deficit between you and their aptitude. So
okay, I've got 0, so
you'd have to spend 2 stress because he has 2 aptitude.
Right. I'll do that. All right, I'll spend 2 stress to help. I'll hold the mirror up for you.
Sure. So that brings it down to
probably shakily holding the mirror up because it's probably not. It's you know what I'm saying. Like it's not fun to look at. Oh, slightly looking.
It's a D6.
All right.
D8 to D8 or D6. That is a 2 on the D6 and 8 and a 3. Full success.
All right. So
yay.
Oh.
I give you a little herb ointment remedy from the pouch.
Yeah, it's just weed.
It's just straight up weed.
Here, take a little herbal remedy right here.
I got you.
Why does everything feel so fuzzy?
So at this point, Veronica, you've got the dad. He's out kind of you probably like before you did this set him down in the front yard.
Yep.
Just like here, just hang out here for a second,
beside Mary.
Yeah.
Try to remind him what's important.
Yeah, he's a great person.
Yeah, as I pass him, I kind of pat him on the shoulder, and I'm just like, it's like an aggressive hard pat. I'm just like, another spirit banished and or turned into a statue and sent to another town.
We have made it somebody else's problem. Oh my god. Okay. So he's patched up. You're all kind of now standing out in the front yard. With him.
The hit Jeff.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Hi. Hi. This is that's okay. That was his lovely wife who also played with us at MomoCon. Had a great time.
Fun for the whole family.
It was.
It was.
What was it? Okay, so yeah. How do y'all proceed with him? He's got his head between his knees, trying to calm himself down. I'm sorry, I worked so hard to get that car. You don't know how hard it is to get those kinds of things out here. I've always wanted one since I saw one in that magazine. That old pre-Crypt magazine. That was my dad's magazine. I didn't care about the women in the magazine. I just loved that car.
I read it for the articles.
Read it for the articles.
Can I make a simulacrum that would be able to sort of like piece together the ramshackle bits of his car?
Yeah, you can do one that's just like slowly starting to.
Gonna try to base creation him one.
I mean, yeah, we can both try our own version of it.
If y'all want to try to do that, I mean, it's.
I hope this fails immaculately.
You could at least like make the parts, right? So you can make the parts that we need to replace, right? And then have like the simulacrum.
You said creation. If it doesn't fall into one of those three, we just base creation.
Base creation.
I have a pip in every one, but I'm at -3 because of my major wound. So it's just a straight roll, but I got it.
And I'm gonna tell you, like, trying to just like put this car back together, create new bits. It's irresistible 12. Like, you are trying.
Like, Veronica's gonna like. Guys,
why are we bothering doing this?
We have things to worry about right now. How about Mr. Jones or whatever your name is? We'll come back tomorrow during daylight. And
I'm gonna create a simulacrum to do it while we're gone or something, like while we leave. To just like create a simulacrum that's just gonna start trying to piece together the car.
To keep
the car
because it won't be
not important here.
There's more to it than that. I'm just seeing what the actual what the role would be.
Veronica's right. We'll do this later. Come on, get in the golf cart.
Yeah, I would say no matter what, it's going to be irresistible D12, because even the simulacrum is going to be probably would fall to pieces. It would not last long enough to survive the next witching hour, so it'd only get some parts there, and you'd have to come back the next day and do it again.
That's fine.
So that's what you would know. You're looking at the car, being like, even if I did like the best simulacrum, it would take weeks probably to really put this thing back together.
See, I like my idea of just trying to create a car out of thin air.
I mean,
but I'll do that later.
That'd be like an irresistible like
and make him a little matchbox car. Like, here you go, bud.
At this point, you're all like, not fighting, but like kind of there's this small argument as Veronica, the voice of reason, is like, this car does not matter. And I feel like Jasper's more like, the feeling I'm getting is, I just want to see if I can do it. More than anything else. It was not like, I don't want to help him.
I was going to fix it and then break it again.
So you're thinking about that when the city, the town, kind of like spectral alarm. You know what I'm saying? Like what you would have, like a fire alarm kind of thing.
Alarm.
Yeah, the raid alarm.
Yeah.
Starts to go off. And as y'all all spin around, you do start to see like magical energy. Like columns are starting to spring up.
Quest markers.
Do what?
Are there 6 of them?
Quest markers.
Oh, quest marker.
Are there 6 of them?
There are 6, yes.
Oh God, not this.
The 6 hands of hands.
The 6 hands of hands. As we learned last week, Manos means hands.
Mm-hmm.
Or hand.
All right. Drive, Scoot, drive.
I punch it, which means we're now going 5.
He's Freddy Flintstone.
Everybody pile in. Boom! Of course, there's nothing to say you can't use magic to boost this car along.
Come on, we're trying to be like realistic here.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Are we?
Get a creation boosters onto the back of it. Simulacrum
make some
boosters.
Make some nitrous.
So yeah, you want to pull this thing up to get going faster.
Yeah, I want to simulacrum it to have a better like.
Because of how quickly you're trying to get this thing done and get going, D8 I feel like is our imposition.
Do eyes pop up instead of the windshield?
All right, D8s across the board. The orange one is the imposition. I have aptitude, but I got a major wound, so I can't use it.
Ka-chow.
All right, that is a.
You can always use stress.
No, I refuse. I got a partial success. I got a 6 on my spell, 3 on the imp, 2 on the path.
All right. It doesn't get you as fast as you were hoping. But you do, y'all see, I guess.
You don't fly.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you're not flying. You're not going as fast as you're probably going like.
I should have made the car fly.
Oh yeah,
the flying car. We finally got it.
My 2 wheels are off the ground.
Bam. You're probably going like 45, which for y'all is still probably pretty fast. Like feeling. You got to think if you've never really
in a golf cart. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Residential neighborhood. It's
It feels super fast, but you know.
I would like to blast past the new McKinsey security guard. Just kind of give him the finger as we're blasting.
I want y'all to mark down golf cart and. I remember that y'all now have a golf cart
vehicle now.
with
it's not as fast as a Mackenzie lawnmower though.
Nothing's as fast as a Mackenzie lawnmower.
The lawnmower racing this later.
It's got a V12 in there, like it's crazy.
Illusion this into a lawnmower and enter it.
Oh my god, I love this game. Jasper, I want to know, how did you pull these boosters? Did you just create these boosters creation? You just out of thin air, or did you try to use parts of the baby blue?
I just used simulacrum. I mean, I guess I could have just done base creation because I have no aptitude. So yeah, I just did base creation. These 2 little boosters that just appear on the bag. They're like.
Water bottles.
Yeah. they're just 2 jug water
cans.
Yeah, so you speed past the guard station. He sticks his head out like, whoa! Like, whoo, you see his hat fly off as you all speed past him.
You get this baby up to 88 miles an hour, you're gonna see some real shit.
Where are y'all? Like, you just gonna head to the closest one?
I was thinking the infirmary first and foremost, but if you don't,
we don't have time.
You don't think so?
We don't have time. Go to the first pillar.
Well, there's still no. He's not wrong.
The biggest.
What?
Remember, he's not wrong to go to. The reason why I thought he said to the infirmary because there is one girl at the hospital.
That's true.
Oh,
and that's why I was like, okay, cool. Y'all are going there because that's probably the most.
Asshole.
Yeah, she's a teenager.
I was while I'm driving to the infirmary of head to one of the pillars, and then maybe we all realize like, oh, there is a pillar at the infirmary.
Yeah.
I think Jasper's still holding his head. He's like, we should probably get Madam or Miss Humphrey.
We even trust her at this point?
She's the most powerful mage in town. Is it really worth it?
I guess you're right. We might as well.
Well, go to the
enemy. Are they trying to work on the wards, though?
True.
She may not be available.
I feel like, yeah, just go to the infirmary. We'll deal with it when we get there.
There's got to be somebody there to patch you up real quick. Somebody better healing than mine.
Sorry, we are saying the wrong name. Y'all Janessa.
Yeah.
I just looked it up.
That. Mary's in the infirmary.
Yes.
Janessa is the one that.
Gotcha.
I started to say that, but I didn't want to interrupt.
No, I pulled up my notes because I was like, wait, who's at the infirmary? I wanted to make sure, and I was like,
oh, and she got her. Oh, we might find out she has her magic back because we defeated the person that took it potentially. Maybe.
Well, you left her. You left her behind.
Fabio was the one.
Janessa
no.
Janessa might
it was
have
Chaz Bennington. Or Chad, no.
Right.
Chaz something.
Janessa got Fabio. You are headed to Mary Frick, who had Brett Manford, and she was very upset because she wanted Chaz Bennington.
Chaz, yeah.
She was very upset that she got that loser.
I mean, valid, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, valid. I mean, I would want Fabio if I was. But, classic.
I never have liked Fabio.
I didn't like him until he took that
my hair's
goose to the face.
Oh yeah. I want him as like a centaur, half instead of Fabio on a horse. I want him to be a horse.
I saw a meme that was like, if you had a giraffe centaur, would they look like this? And it was like really long neck with a little human head at the top, or a really long torso with like little man arms at the
top of it.
Yeah, the very top of it.
Well, giraffes actually have the same amount of neck bones that humans do.
That's true.
That's crazy.
They're just bigger.
And that same artery that goes from our brain wraps around our collarbone and back up, which is a proof that like evolution exists, because why would this thing exist? this nerve. Okay. Cool. So you are racing off to the infirmary. Given the location of, I would think from this rich part of town, they probably are the closest to the hospital.
That makes sense.
So yeah, y'all are racing there, and this like beam of light that you saw is actually this energy that had blasted out the roof and is starting to kind of die down, because as you get closer, you realize it wasn't necessarily going out as much went in.
Got it.
Cratered.
So the beams of light, I'll say this later, the beams of light seem to be appearing where the girls are.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just put that out there.
Have the Mackenzies already left?
They never came back, right? From the Chupacabra?
This has been literally a day.
Yeah, it's only been a day. So, I mean,
yeah, from the Jersey Devils, have they left yet?
No, yeah, that's what they've gone to do. Y'all sent them out. I think, from what I remember, y'all sent them out that night.
Yeah, but it's only been like a day in game time.
No, you've slept one night.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a day.
24 hours.
So what are you asking? Are they back? Are you asking if they're back, or have they?
Are they
haven't left?
Have they left yet? Are they?
Yeah, I
told them what to do. Have they left?
I assumed they had left. It's the Mackenzies. As soon as you said, "Hey, can y'all?" They were like packing up. Go kill some Jersey, yeah.
Well, I was just thinking, if we had the Mackenzies in town, we could have sent them after a couple of these pillars.
That's true.
Well, too bad.
Or we have limited resources.
So this is a good opportunity to see. Do you want to do some town rolls to see if other practitioners in the town can handle these others? Or do you want to try to handle all 6?
I don't think, just from like a story standpoint, I don't think we can get to all 6. So I think it would be cool to use the town. Yeah, I think it would be cool to use the town, because we haven't experimented with that really outside of the Jersey Devil thing, to give that a little bit. Plus, this would be a time we could spend that experience that Scoot and I wanted to spend, and then roll some dice.
Okay.
But I don't
is
know
that
how
it?
everybody else feels about
Yeah,
that.
it's like
Yeah,
as a table,
that's
does that
kinda what-
sound?
No, I think that's good. I don't
That was
see
an
a.
idea I had.
Also, from a gameplay perspective, like, do we really want to go to each individual's like pillar of light and then have like a little boss battle with each individual spirit and
Yeah,
do that like
that could
piecewise?
start to get repetitive. If
Some-
we could,
some-
find a way to have it being battled separately. Both, if there was a way,
I'm
we
sure
could,
things will change
in
over
game,
time, but like,
get that knowledge out to the town. That would be.
yeah.
And I would think there are enough because the alarm's going off. You have enough practitioners in town. You have an entire coven. You have Madam, sorry, whoa, her name just flew out of my head.
Miss Humphrey.
Miss Humphrey. That Madam Asari was, I think, yes, Miss Humphrey. That they're probably going to pick up that something's going on. They might not know the
alarm
details,
went off too.
huh?
Herschel's
The
still
alarm
alive.
went
Yeah.
off too.
Exactly. So they're like, they all know. Yeah, poor Herschel. They all know something is going down.
Forward
They may
now.
not know what it is, but they're gonna try to stop it. So I do think it's like this might be a good opportunity to say, hey, I'll tell you this much. What this role is gonna do is kind of determine how difficult the final confrontation will be. Right? Because
Maybe
the
we can tell
more
them to like get them to corral them in some way, or like maybe like get coalesce them into some way if they can't defeat them. At least.
I like to think that
Bring them somewhere else.
the fire tower that is the center of town like has some kind of megaphone on it that we could.
I mean, that's definitely where the alarm is.
Yeah, the siren that would be like yell into it and like
Yeah.
maybe give some direction to.
Well, and this is where magic could solve the problem too. Hey, I want to megaphone my voice. I want to amplify it across town to give the signal, or I want to skywrite.
Like
Hey, everybody, do you have time to read my writing? You know,
good thing McKenzie's
do that.
None of them would be.
Okay.
All right. So how would we? Well, yeah, let me know your approach.
So for upgrading the town, I was thinking about this from the last session, and it probably wouldn't be quick, but there is magic, so maybe that's different. I was thinking, would it be possible to, like, if I spent points to upgrade our spirit protection in town, like by 1, would there be an equivalent in the universe of like a magic mercenaries, like the magic Pinkertons that I could hire?
Oh, right.
To, like come like in a jiff and like assist us if I wanted to like blow a bunch of experience to like hire a group like that.
So one thing I would say is that bear in mind that we already know, and of course this has been 2 weeks, so the 7th Hand of Manos was a magical practitioner, was not a spirit.
Oh,
yeah.
So
I didn't know if these guys had manifested themselves yet as into physical form yet. I was thinking that I did know that. I just didn't know if these guys have now also, if when we run into them, if they're also already going to be in physical form.
I'm fine with giving up the ghost. That you probably are pretty aware that.
Okay.
The beams of light are them arriving and doing, and the alarm's going.
Giving up the ghost.
Giving up the ghost.
Then not spirit. Then so what would that?
This would be a human.
Town sheet again. Yeah.
Human defense.
Human defense. Then okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would like to like kind of have an idea of putting points into that. I know you wanted to throw some points into that with me too, Jasper. Like, what do you think of like? Do you think like pulling in some
union busters?
Mercenaries? Yeah, some union busters to come in and break up the hand.
The hands.
Yeah.
We're hiring the Foot Clan to battle the hand.
the village hidden in the foot.
Okay. So this is where too I would where it's like a situation like this where I'm like, hey, we're just gonna spend a bunch of points real quick to take care of this situation right now. That's immediate. But where we have kind of established that spending points isn't an immediate thing, right?
Correct.
Hey, we're building a thing. So yes, but we're spending points because we realize here's a weakness to our town that we need to hire these people in case this thing happens again. We need to be prepared for it. So I would be hesitant to say, yeah, I'm going to spend a bunch of points on my town upgrade so we can get. It's not a video game.
No, that's
in that regard.
Action. No, yeah. So that wouldn't. Yeah,
this is real life, guys.
Well,
Yeah.
I still feel.
Hey, be realistic.
I feel like we need to put the word out that we need, or we can't handle this alone. Like all magic users on deck. Like pronto, move, mobilize.
Yeah,
Autobots roll out.
Yeah.
Well, then let's focus our efforts on that. Then let's what type of magic would it take to control? So while I'm driving, I want to try to control the intercom system on the fire station. Then let's go that route instead for the moment. So that would, I'm thinking, I guess, would that be simulacrum? I don't think of the best.
That's a. I'm.
Could I curse the speaker to say what I want? I'm trying to think of what magic type.
Yeah, that's a good. This is a good one.
Yeah, this is very specific.
I'm willing to hear.
Yeah, I'm thinking illusion maybe. Like
illusion makes sense.
My voice. I want to cast my voice over. I want to override the alarm with my voice.
Yeah.
Essentially, just interface with the speaker directly.
I'm sorry. Say again, Anita.
Yeah.
Said you can't hear me when I'm muted. Imagine.
No, it's one of those weird. Anita the whole time. We just see Anita.
Yeah.
Why is no one listening to me?
I think that's illusion though, because like it's making like an actual real physical thing, not necessarily the appearance of something. But I guess it would fall into it.
Rides the line between simulacrum and illusion.
No, it creates a
wouldn't be simulacrum.
False sensory objects. So you could create a false sensory with illusion. So it could be his voice projecting, but it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's not really his voice. It's
I think illusion would fit.
Oh yeah, I think that's a really good. What I like about this is I think illusion works great. You're taking the sound waves of that blaring, and you are making people hear something that's a false sound.
Oh,
that false sound is your voice. Right there. So I think illusion works great. Yeah, so anybody that would fail their, perception, they would just hear and other people would be like, "No, you didn't hear the guy?" Or whatever. So that might be
as long as he passes the roll.
Yeah. So that would be, I think that sets up our expectations, right? Full success, everybody hears exactly what you want to hear. A partial success means only some people in town hear the code or hear your voice. Other people are just like, "No, that's just a whirring noise. I don't know what you're hearing.
It's a dog whistle."
Whatever. And then failure is nobody hears what you're trying to do.
Okay.
What is it? This is a town-wide thing.
I'm trying to blast it over the alarm.
Yeah.
So.
I'll say I was gonna say irresistible 12 because it's trying to go across the entire town. But I think because you're using an existing sound, town-wide sound, I'm just going to call it a D12.
Okay.
So your aptitude will kick in. Because it's still a big spell that you're trying to.
So an aptitude 10, I got 1 point illusion thanks to leveling up earlier, so that brings it down to the D10.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got 6 stress, so now it goes back up to a 12. But hear me out.
Wait, 6? That would actually go up to D12 IR1.
But I want to spend 3 stress to go, so I'm going to burn all my stress because I'm trying to do this while piloting a golf cart.
Sure.
Way faster than it ever should be allowed to go. So
I think Veronica reaches over and links to try to give you a little extra boost, so you don't have to spend all your.
So
stress.
help me with math here. I still probably will burn the stress because I do want this to be successful, but I want your assistance as well.
Yeah. What's your spell die? Real quick.
Spell die is a 6.
Okay.
A D6.
So Veronica, your imposition to Link is a 6. A D6, just so.
Okay.
We established that before we move on.
Yeah.
So you had a D12. You had a point in an illusion, so it drops it to a D10. However, with 6 stress, that's 2 levels of constant imposition. So we go back up to a 12. Then it goes over a 12, so it hits a level of irresistible 1, which you're just at a D12.
And then, so I want to burn 1 stress to bring it back down.
Right.
To bring it back down again.
You can't.
We can't. So stress won't bring it down.
Oh, yeah, 3 stress. I see what you're saying. Oh, I'm sorry, man. My brain is saying 3 stress, drop 1.
That's why I was like, I actually need to be writing this down almost in front of me because of the math on this.
Yeah. Yes. So you're at 12-1, and you're dropping another 3 stress to get it to a D10.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. I'm with you. Does anybody else have illusion? Because here's the thing.
I have a heavy wound. I can't use aptitude.
But you can use stress. Stress is always available.
I appreciate your
your commitment.
While I'm over here having an actual heart attack.
Actual heart attack. But what I love,
I can use the 1 level of stress, and that'll just put me to 3, and I'll still be. I'll be at the 1 ID though.
No, it'll overwrite. What I'm saying is, stress overcomes even the -3. So,
okay.
What you could do is, I'm just gonna spend stress. It ignores the wounds problem.
So I'd have to spend 3 stress to ignore the wound.
No, it ignores the wound. So it ignores that you have a wound. 1 stress is 1 stress. So if you just need to have 1 to equal his 1,
yep,
you're now helping. That's all you have to do.
I'll do it. I got you a pip, buddy. I took a stress.
So now we're to a D8.
D8.
He got it out of him eventually. It's like blood from a stone.
He tries so hard. I resist so much.
Veronica, you were going to try linking?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a point in linking too. I don't know if that makes it easier for her to link with me now. Or not. I don't know how. I need to read up on
that's linking. A good, yeah. Linking, the pip helps with both the aptitude reduction and sets how many people you can link with.
Gotcha. Okay.
That sets your maximum. I don't think you can help with that because you're busy doing a bunch of other.
You're busy.
You're doing a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I'm not helping. I can't multitask that much.
Yeah.
I'm hungover. I'm driving a golf cart way too fast.
All right. So let's start with the link. The way I see it, Scoot is just sweating profusely, like leaning on the wheel. He starts casting this spell, and Veronica's like, I gotta do everything I can to help him get this out. So let's start with the link.
All right. So I have 1 pip, but I also have 5 stress. So
they cancel each other out.
The 6 stays the 6.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a D6 in ceremonial, and then why did I pull out a D4? I do not have a D4. I have a D6 for a spell die. Okay. There we go.
So this is
all right,
3d6?
So imposition is a 2. Yep, 3d6.
The devil's roll.
And a 4. And a 6.
All right, full success.
That's a complete success.
All right. What does that look like? I'm sorry. I'm so excited about this roll. What does Veronica's link look like?
It's
Green Man with a tunic.
It's sparkle. It sprinkles. Like on cookies. It's sprinkles. And so she reaches across, and her hand kind of sparkles as like little sprinkles and cookie confetti.
Oh, that peps me up. I do love sprinkles.
Steven?
Go ahead.
Oh, you seem like you had
question after all this is done.
Okay. All right. So here we go for the roll.
All right, so now she is linked. So we go from an 8 to a 6, correct?
Your spell die goes up by a level.
Oh, so now I
from a
get
6 to an 8, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so we're doing an 8 V8 V6. So let's do the imposition first. 5. All right. Spell dice. 2, not great.
Uh-oh.
And a 3 on my path dice. So we,
oh no!
We fail.
Hold on. Oh, you have no stress to spin for a reroll.
I do not. I just blew
You
it all.
blew it all for that.
So.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Give me a second. Hold on. I'm thinking. Give me a second.
It's little stars. When you use the last 3 on the character sheet, they're little stars when you blow those.
Oh.
All right. Jeffrey.
Yep.
Can I spend 2 experience to create a story beat?
Okay. I'm
that
willing.
Would help him get a reroll.
Okay.
Could I have could we go past something? Like what? Like could there be a magical energy because of all this in the air that kind of just boosts him a bit and gives him a reroll?
You're forgoing 2 experience to create a conflux of magical energy. I will say, I think it makes sense. There's so much because of these Hands of Manos are creating these swirls of vortex of magical energy that you are almost pulling together a friggin' adrenaline to the chest, to the back, boom.
Yeah, I'm just douche.
Because you see,
a little boost.
Yeah, I would say because at this point, Scoots is stressed out. Literally, he's out for the scene.
He's gonna go unconscious when this is done.
Yeah.
So you are hitting that magical adrenaline. I think that makes sense. Yeah, Narcon, magical Narcon. Boom.
I spent it. Don't fail me, buddy.
Okay. All right. Come on, baby.
There's a Narcan.
Narcan for arcane.
Narcane.
Yeah, 4 on the imp. 6 on my path die and an 8 on the spell die. So the spell die and the path rolled as high as they could. So we did it.
All right. As you see Scoot about to slump out. Jasper just coalesce this.
Thing under my nose. I'm like, whoa!
Bam!
Got to pass out at the wheel.
What do you say?
I say, call it all magic practitioners. Report to these light columns in the air. We need all hands on deck. Shit's going down. We need to banish these. We need to banish. There's some hand wizards about, and we gotta banish them.
Hand wizards. So this blares out across the city.
And it sounds as jumbled. You get the gist of it, but this is clearly a man on edge.
Oh yeah, and you. You're driving.
Edging as we speak.
You're driving, correct?
Yes, I'm driving as well.
The golf cart starts to spin out because the person driving it is now unconscious. Foot off the wheel, leaning against it, as y'all are starting to spin out.
In the front with him. I assume it's Veronica?
Yeah, Veronica's.
Steer the
Veronica
car!
takes the wheel.
Veronica, you're... but y'all are starting to slow down. You're right in front of... you're getting close, I would say, to the hospital, but you're not quite there yet. You could all kind of jump out and hoof it over there, or try to just push Scoot out. We'll come back for you later.
Jasper's just gonna jump and run.
Okay. Who else?
Like
What?
I could just leave my car there. And just...
Can I make a ramp and a parachute?
I think it being a golf cart,
cart.
you can just kind of scoot him over a little bit and get at the accelerator and the.
Yeah, you can just
Scoot,
push your
scoots
foot
over.
on top of my foot.
Yeah.
Drive the wheel. Scoot the scoot.
Yeah, we're going to the 19th hole, dude.
All right. So you're all jumping out and running. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. While you are running there, let's go ahead and also do the town roll.
Sure.
To see how, and what I'm going to say is I'm going to give an aptitude a reduction because of y'all's message. Kind of alerts
the imposition or the aptitude, a reduction.
A reduction.
Imposition or aptitude?
Or aptitude.
Aptitude. Because right now you have nothing in human.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's right.
So you're lowering, like you're giving us an aptitude point in human as a response. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's
temporary.
I was like,
yes.
I was like, what?
I'm a temporary.
I understand.
Yes, I'll call it this way: a temporary 1 level reduction because of this. Otherwise, it's a D10 for the Hands of Manos, I believe.
It's a D8.
Okay.
Was it a D8 for the Hands of Manos?
No. I'm saying like we're getting a reduction.
Oh yes.
To D12, or is it a D like where it's starting at a D10 and then
starts at a D10?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're reducing it to a D8
mm-hmm.
with the temporary aptitude that we have. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So who wants to do the roll?
Do we have the town sheet available somewhere?
I have it.
Yeah.
I don't have it. So.
Okay.
I can.
I'll
What
post
do we
it.
roll?
Hold on.
The D6.
Anita should. She hasn't rolled much today.
Oh yes. Save us. Save us, Veronica.
I usually roll garbage, but
Here
sure.
we go.
Not today.
Not today, Satan.
Yeah.
Town of Last Hope. Oh yeah, we don't have any human, which made sense at the time because we're like on the edge of human territory.
It did.
Our greatest threats
sure.
are our own enemies.
Yeah, so you have a D6 prominence die.
Okay.
A D6 for defense against a D8.
All right, and are we dropping that D8 with the
Nope.
with the
it was
aptitude
a D10.
it was a-
or is it dropped from a D8?
It was a D10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. That one then, not.
We just keep dropping it by 1 until it's D4, and we're dropping that D6.
There we
D4.
go.
And we're dropping the D4 to advantage.
All right. So 2 D6s and a D8.
Correct.
All right, 1 on the D8.
Nice.
Awesome.
Full success
Very good
immediately.
start.
And
Oh yeah.
a 2 and a 3. So we
Yeah.
are
It's
successful.
It's a dirty success, but it's not clean.
We'll
A
take it.
low success.
Yeah. Which that's something I need to write in the book as well. That using those numbers as a guide to like narratively describe. Yeah, it's a success, but if it's 2 and a 3 over a 1, woo! It was messy. It was a messy success. Y'all pull, the people pull it out. What do you mean? You shook your head no.
Did I do it?
No, Anita.
Oh.
I don't know.
Like not even aware.
Yeah, I disagree, but that's fine.
Well, I'm interested because this is
if you have a 4 and a 5 and a 6, that's not messy. Why is a 1, a 2, and a 3 messy?
I think a 1-1-1 is messy.
Yeah, that would be a
that
full
would be
success.
very messy.
Yeah, I'm just saying the if you only beat the imposition by 1 point on each die, right? You just beat the imposition. That is you are successful, and then me as the narrator can determine what does that look like. If you rolled really low on the imposition, a 1, but then you rolled max on the other dice, that's a really clean success. That's all it means. It's just narrative. It's not like a punishment. It's just saying like, woo, we pulled it out, we got it done by the skin of our teeth, or boom, clean getaway. No problem.
Well, I think that would be a 1, and a 2 would be messy. A 1, a 2, and a 3 is cleaner.
It's cleaner. I'm not saying it's like messy, but I'm just saying you use that as a guidepost just for narrative porpoises. Porpoises.
Moodang.
As a moodang. Well, that's just that's aggressive. I've seen Moodang eat those knees. He's mean.
Calves.
Yes. Where were we going? Okay. So, but it is it gets and mobilized, so it is successful. What that will read as they are all mobilizing, and the other groups are going to be taking care of the other 5, sorry. Taking care of that, so you won't have to worry about that. But you are moving into this hospital. Okay. You all rush in. This thing is blaring, and when you open those doors, this entire hospital is just completely black and dark. Very counter to what is the light outside. This should not be this dark. It's a unnatural blackened space, almost void-like. You see a few emergency lights here and there, and of course papers from some patient wind across as you all throw those doors open, and it's just quiet in this space.
Can I make a light source?
Yeah. You can just create a small light source.
Does it have any effect on the darkness? Does it repel the darkness normally?
It seems to be swallowed up.
Okay. Can I make a better light source that might push back against
If you want to push back against it, that is going to be a D10 to push back against.
Okay.
What? I would imagine illusion or...
No, it's a physical thing.
Yeah, it's a physical thing. Creation, either base creation, I guess a simulacrum if you want to...
Yeah, I can make a little glowing guy.
Yeah, like you actually pull something together, a physical object that glows.
Sure. Okay, so that is, you said a D10, so that's a D6, a D8, and a D8. Okay, a 3 on the imposition, an 8 on the spell, and a 6 on the creation die. Full success.
Okay.
Woohoo!
So you get this light, and it starts to pierce through. When that happens, you see crawling along the walls and the ceiling are instruments, like hospital instruments, that have been crafted and shaped into crawling hands, like spidering across, heading towards you all.
And Ash is just caught in admiration because that's his dream.
Oh, that's really nice. Dripping,
it's the model too.
It's like, they've been twisted and warped. Those like Tree of Life stands that people, like, when you get hooked up to, those things have been twisted and crawling around, stethoscopes swinging as they're dangling about, various liquids, and they are, once that light hits, they kind of like pull back a little bit, but then rush then towards you all as they seem to be jumping down. You see then scalpel blades at the ends of their fingertips as they go out to slash at you all. Who would like to act first?
I'm in the middle of something, so I don't think it's fair to react.
I want to do cleansing. I think that this is. See if I can, like, dispel.
Okay.
Whatever.
So these aren't necessarily spirits. Probably, it might not be as effective as ritual magic to break, because you would know these aren't possessed by spirits so much as being controlled, simulacrumed. So you might be trying to sever a connection.
All right.
There.
Can I use Crypt then and try to break the mist?
So this,
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't sense
I'll
this
think
is
about it.
yeah.
Do something.
You don't sense it's mist magic.
How many of them are there?
That you can see at this moment, 5.
I want to creation a giant magnet to suck them all in.
Okay.
An MRI machine.
No,
okay.
Because I'm assuming they're all metallic and would be like.
They look, yeah.
So I want to create this just magnet to just like tink, and then they'll be stuck, and we can continue in.
Okay. Since you're trying to do all of them at once and create something, or are you trying to use something that might already be available to you?
I'm going to use 2 more experience to say there's an MRI machine.
Okay.
I'm just going to amplify the MRI machine.
And that
a good magnet, yeah.
So if you want to try to get all of them, it's a D10. If you only want to try to hit a few of them, we can adjust it lower.
Nah, me? Come on. It's -3, so no aptitude. All right, so let's see that D10. That is a 5. My 2 D8s were a 7 and a 4, so success with a consequence.
That's all right. That's still a success.
You pull in a majority of them. One is like jumps out right at the last second and slices you across the chest.
We can't afford that.
We can't afford that.
The insurance rates are too high.
And y'all see this thing lands on it. We'll do 2 minor wounds. Lacerated chest.
Well,
yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Lacerated chest. Boom, got it. All right, so I get smacked, but they're all caught on the machine, right?
One is still loose. That is. Okay. Anita, would you like to?
I guess the only thing I can think to do, try to curse it, unless I just like pick up a chair and.
You got death magic. You can try to blast it.
I do not have.
Well, I mean, you do.
I do not have death.
You do.
I do have curse.
You do have death magic.
Oh.
You're just not good.
You're just not proficient. You just don't have aptitude with it. Yeah, but you always have it. It's just some people are better at it than others, right?
And it'll always be a better option than your physical skills because you get your spell die over your human die.
Unless we're going for story fun, then I'm always down also for just, I just want to kick it.
Yeah.
I mean, but also
start doing the sword dance and use my dancing skill.
There you go. Yeah. Bring it.
Kick it into the distance.
Veronica comes in with the chair.
Dancer's a really good class in Fire Emblem.
But I also like curse. I mean, curse is cool too. Curse it to fall apart. To stuff like that. I mean, those.
If it takes a physical action against us, it fucking explodes or something.
Yeah.
Can I after everything's sort of settled down, there's still 4 more that are attached to the MRI machine, right?
Yeah, they're effectively nullified.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, so what would you like to do, Anita? Or do we want to? Or do you want to?
No, it's good. I'll let her finish.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna curse it.
Okay. What is the curse going to be?
I didn't say it.
Curl up and die, you gravy sucking pig dog.
I'm fine with that.
Oh,
they implode on themselves.
So what's the imposition?
Anything in to deal with this Hand of Manos is a D10.
Right, and it stays a D10 because I am stressed.
Okay.
So the chances of me actually being successful are pretty low. So here comes experience. I do have a D6 for hexing.
And one from earlier.
And a D6 for spell die. Yay. Okay. So let's see what we do here. There it is. All right. A 1 on the D10. Wait. Sorry, that's a 7. So there's no way I can succeed.
Oh.
You can still try.
You can spin. You can spin a stress to re-roll if you would like.
1 to re-roll.
Let's do that.
Okay.
This is definitely the time.
All right. That's a 6 now.
So achievable.
On the imposition. And a 6 and a 4. So
success with consequence.
Nice. Man. Almost unachievable, but you got
it. It's better than a fail.
Yeah. The consequence. I would say that you curse this thing. Would you curse it to just
fall
apart?
To like shrivel up into a ball of not sharp things anymore.
Not sharp things anymore. I'm gonna throw it to the table. What's a good consequence here? I'm stumped, but I'll be happy to.
It comes apart, but it comes apart forcibly.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like
instead of
upon itself, but like shrapnel gets sent out.
So you could say that like you almost like crush it too much. You were thinking it was made of sterner stuff than it was, but it is just like cobbled together medical parts, so it just like crumples in and parts of it shrapnel out. So we'll give you a minor wound of some shrapnel that just kind of like slices through your leg.
All right.
It's a good thing that we're in a hospital.
But all the equipment is attacking us.
Yeah, there's some bandages right there. If you
if you're trying to pull that syringe off that MRI machine. All right, Sonny.
Yes.
What you got?
I'll just send out my little if all of the hands are subdued, I'll send the little glowing guy a little bit ahead of us to kind of illuminate the area and see what we're getting into before we get in, before we walk in any more enemies.
I mean, you can send it, as far as near in our zone.
I'll send it just like a little bit ahead of us as we walk, so that we get like an advanced view of anything ahead of us. Like,
okay.
So that we get a warning essentially.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you're pushing it ahead through this darkness, and you're all following along. And as you're kind of moving through, you start to hear faint whimpering coming from up ahead. Ash, you're the one that had been here the most, and you realize almost instantaneously that whimpering is coming from Mary's room up ahead. And you all hear, shh, 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 shh. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. You'll lose your powers, but it's for a good cause. Me and my brethren will return the world to the way it should be. I hope you understand. No. Everything will be okay. And it's this like very paternal voice, very comforting. Now, if you don't mind, I must be going. There are people here that are trying to stop me. And as you continue out, your little light moves forward, and out from the room steps another one of those. He is robed, much like the other guy. You see those red hands. He appears like the other guy, very nondescript human. And he just kind of tilts his head. Do you realize what you're doing? What you're stopping here today?
You.
Yeah, we've kind of caught you red-handed.
Very good. Well done.
Oh, my only weakness.
I'm dead.
So, would you say that he's part of a religious order?
Yes, I would say he is a member of a religious order.
All right.
You got the thing.
You were able to use fast-talking rhetoric to either anger or confuse a person of a religious order. I'm gonna just start talking about all the other religions and how they're better and how no one's ever heard of the hand or Manos or the hands of Manos. You're a bunch of posers. You don't know a real religion if it bit you in the ass. I'm assuming angering him will make him easier because he's gonna be like,
yeah, sure.
Flustered.
I'm gonna say for this scene, we're gonna drop it to a D8 for everything to deal with him now, because he's like, stop it.
Monologuing. No, it's real. It's a
no. Listen, I know we're the hand cult, but we did it on purpose. We did it on purpose. We didn't mess up. Yeah, so he's just like, but yes, he's stop it. Quiet. You do not understand we have grand plans for this world.
So you say that these beings were once spirits, and then they coalesced into sort of human beings. how comfortable are they in their human flesh? Do they seem to struggle with like basic activities from just an observational standpoint, like maybe getting used to walking?
Does anybody trying to do a knowledge roll here?
I have the once per scene you can recall a lecture on any subject related to like magical theory or like cryptids.
Great. What were you gonna say, Anita?
Is that a discern lies? It's like he's human, but he's not really.
I have that as well.
He's not comfortable in it.
The book is good.
The knowledge.
Yeah, the knowledge. You're thinking about it, and you realize like there's a chance that they actually were human, trapped. Either their spirits were bound to an item, or they were dead at one point, and their spiritual energy was out there, and have now returned to the physical world. So you're thinking this is not a spirit who now suddenly has a human body, but rather this is a once human who has been brought back from the spiritual realm.
Plan B, I'll just take a syringe from one of the many that are around and attempt to inject him with air.
So you're just a dude. So you're just going for a mundane, I'm going to give him an air embolism?
Like send it with magic, like as a projectile.
It was like a death magic?
Of sorts. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so he's just like, you don't understand. And he's starting to gather up.
Just aim for the carotid. Yeah. Like, like plunge it in with like just nothing but air and just like full plunge it.
He is going, he's pulling magic together. It's getting darker and darker in this area. Your light is starting to be really suppressed as he's about to pull off some magical thing, and you just go kind of monologuing.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Shoot first, shoot later.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. No questions asked.
It is a D8 to hit him with this.
Okay. I have 2 in death, so that's a D4.
Okay.
A D8 in hex and a D8 in that. I have 1 stress, so that is bumped back up to a D6.
Okay.
Or what is it? I have like the first tier of stress, right? The 3 stress.
Yeah, so it's always it goes up.
So it's a D6 after all that said and done. So it's a D6 to D8.
Yeah. And for, things like this, we generally do like they don't have hit points, but they have a number of like successes to hit to overcome them. And it's generally their level die, generally speaking, how many level dice they have. So
this is what we talked about last time. So they'll have some opportunities to.
Yeah. So it's not. So just so you know, like even if you're successful, this isn't going to instantly kill him, but it is a like. It's a wound.
It is what I would do.
Yeah.
So that is a 3, a 3 on the imposition for the D6, a 6 on the D8 for my path die for hex, and a 7 on the spell die.
Okay. So boom, he rips it out. Y'all see the blood gush out because it's not clean. This isn't a clean, nice new needle. It's probably pretty blunted given everything.
Through the dirt a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I scuffed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I spit on it.
Who wants to go after this? It's between Anita and Steven.
Yeah, Jasper, you haven't done anything for a while.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
Oh, Jasper.
Like you can pull your own
Jasper's. Yeah.
Jasper, yeah.
He didn't create like a temporal dimension.
Sonny did hit him, right?
I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jasper should be like, a real religion would have protected you from that. And he's gonna just
continue.
Death magic,
fine.
lightning bolt. Just
cutting words.
Silvery barbs.
There you go. Perfect. D8.
Like Sith magic, just like
oh yeah. I mean, Star Wars is a thing that exists, and y'all's, if you've seen it.
We literally have the Force and
That's
like,
a
I don't know,
success
a
with a
way.
consequence.
Whoa, we got a new follower.
Oh,
on TikTok. I know that.
That's exciting.
That's I know who that is. Okay.
hi, follower.
Hello, follower.
Hello.
Yeah, that's a partial.
It's your
success with
boy.
consequence.
Yeah, success with consequence.
You succeeded.
So it rips, it rips through him.
Like
He's
Taco
able
Bell on Tuesday
to
night.
pull some of that magic around and redirect it back. It didn't go fully through him. As you take another minor wound, if you have one available.
I do. Shocked.
Yeah.
I healed most of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm full. I got 2 mediums till I'm out.
All right.
Remember, it's when you have to write down damage and you can't. That's when you die. So you have 3 damage that 2 damage. Yeah, 3. You're on your 3rd damage. You done. He shoots it back, and it looks like he's trying to pull that lightning. Like it's past you, and it looks like he's redirecting it to pull it back. So, Veronica, as you see this lightning like turning around, heading back, trying to spider through you all.
I think Veronica's instinct is just to try to ward. He's obviously much more magical than we are, and that can't be allowed to go.
That can't exist.
But
That
we're more magical
cannot.
together.
Right, we are, but
Power of friendship.
I don't think linking is going to help right now.
So you're trying to ward. What are you trying to ward right now? Against his magic getting to you all, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to contain his magic.
So you putting it around him or around y'all?
If I put it around him, can we still beat on him?
That would be part of your. Yeah, that would be the
Or
part
if
of.
I could do. Yeah.
Because the thing is, those are things that kind of can adjust in position depending on like what you're trying to do. I mean, I still think it would just be
his magic from getting out.
Then just a D8. I think it still is fine. Yeah, you're just trying to contain him.
All right, and I have 2 in warding, but I also have 2 tiers of stress, so it's still a D8. But I do have a D8 in Folk. Where's my Folk D8? Is that one? It is that one. Okay. So, get back here. That's a 3 for imposition. And a 2 and a 3. So
success with consequence. You form this bubble, and you're so concentrated. Your instinct was just bubble that. It was that lightning that was coming back around behind you. So it spiders and arcs through you. So also give yourself a minor wound. Shocked minor wound. And of course it hits that ward on the other side and gets it dissipates once it hits the ward that you've put around him, right? So it arcs back, slices through you, and then and he's like, I see you are all more powerful than I anticipated. And he starts to put his hands on the ward, and he's it's almost like he like cellophane kind of like bluish glow as he looks like he's starting to try to push and against it and trying to break it down.
Here we
to
go
break
again.
out of it. It's trying to rip through it and just to break down your ward. Let's go back to Jasper.
Oh boy, me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's
sorry,
trying
Scoot.
to rip...
He's unconscious.
I know. So I'm saying sorry because we.
There's a death row over here. Wiggle a little bit.
The camera cuts to the outside. A finger twitches.
He's alive. He didn't die on camera.
Darn, I wish I still had some experience. Oh well.
I can give you some.
Nah, it's good. It's good.
I
I
always have stress.
Nah, I can't create a story beat with stress.
You can make your own story beat with stress.
I want to curse the ward.
Okay.
I want to curse the ward that whoever breaks it will get a backlash from it. So he's trying to break it. When he breaks it, it's just gonna backlash energy into him.
Okay. D8.
D8. Here we go.
Or just like if it breaks, it hurts him, no matter who does it.
Tell you what, if Jasper takes one more wound, he's running.
You're Scoot.
Yeah, he's scooting.
That is another success with consequence.
Okay.
That was a 1, a 7, and an 8.
Curse your first.
You curse it, and he. Trying to think. We're gonna put it this way: you are tied to that curse of that ward.
Okay.
So we're gonna put a pin in it. Pin in it. And we all need to remember when it goes down, you're gonna feel that a bit of that backlash.
Oh god!
But it's not down yet. He's but you feel it. Like you're like holding on to that curse, and you just realize like I need to maintain a connection to keep that curse going. So you know when this thing pops, I'm gonna feel it.
Oh.
Ash.
Okay. I'm gonna find one of our friendly neighborhood bone saws, and I'm going to or just make one. It doesn't matter, like in what way I acquire it, but I imagine there's one laying around. And I'm gonna go for his Achilles heel.
Okay.
Wait, literally or like factual weakness?
No, like it
literally his Achilles heel to take him down.
to take him down a few pegs.
All right.
So I will essentially like just manipulate a bone saw or something like that, activate it, and send it towards his ankle as he's straining with the shield. I'm gonna go for the back of the calf there.
All right, go for it.
Okay, that is a so
D8.
Just to clarify, yeah, D8 down to a D4, up to a D6. D8 hex, and D8 spell die.
Okay.
That is a 1 on the imposition for the D6, a 5 on the D8, and a 1 on the D8. So full success.
Barely.
But a little dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty success.
Boom! It cuts through, and his leg instantly drops out from under him.
Yeah, you see it like bunch up in the back.
Yeah.
Calf muscle.
Boom! He drops down. And he pulls in this energy and just tries to send it all out against the ward. Veronica, I need you to give me what kind of role would you like to take to keep him from just absolutely putting his everything into obliterating this ward?
Mist is the same as magic, right? Or it's not?
Mist is explicit. Yeah, it's explicitly the mist, which is a thing on its own. You could You could try to.
So nothing crypt applies for this.
I could make it. I could.
You want knowledge?
Well, you could attempt to call up the mist yourself and use it and manipulate it. That is a very
risky
and taboo kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, no, I think she probably would play it safe. She'd call on her ancestors and just try to reinforce her ward.
Okay, it's gonna do a warding roll.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm gonna do my ancestor thing to try to get a little better.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, only
so that puts my path die up to a 10.
Ooh.
And are we still at D8 imposition?
Yes. For this scene, yeah.
Okay.
That rhetoric,
which stays D8.
yeah.
And spell die is a 6. Okay.
Only one guy would be crazy enough to summon mist in the middle of town.
He doesn't live here, thank God.
Yeah, he does not live
All right.
here.
That's a 3 on imposition. Oof. Uh-oh. 1 on spell die. Come on. And a 3.
Okay.
So
success with consequences. You reinforce that thing. He puts out so much of that energy. The consequence is he has overcome the rhetoric. He is so now just like realizes that, yeah, you are beating him, but he needs to, he's about to lose and needs to step it up. And he's kind of forgotten the pain and pushing through it. So he's warded in and redoubling his efforts. So we're up to a D10 as the consequence for that roll.
Sorry, y'all.
But he's still contained. He's not able to harm anybody at this point. So we're gonna cut back to, I think Jasper's next.
Jasper's next.
Yeah.
Jasper. Okay. All right. So oh God. I think Jasper is going to try some more death magic on this guy. I think he's going to just try. I think Jasper is going to try to use the darkness this guy has created as a weapon to like suffocate him. I don't know if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, make the darkness actually thick so it's hard to breathe and
okay. So simulacrum, I think that's what that sounds like, because this is creation.
Okay.
This is trying to solidify and make something have substance.
Yeah, I'm good with that. All right, so D8, D8, D10. Here we go.
You don't have any death? Oh no, wait, no.
I have a ton of wounds. I cannot do aptitude at all.
You're Swiss cheese.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's a full success. Surprisingly, 7, 5, 4.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Oh, you see him start to choke. His eyes bulging out, the red in his veins as they begin to pop, and you see that red, the blood pool up in his eyes as he's choking. And like, y'all are able to see better now in the hospital, and you can see bodies of hospital workers that were there laying on the ground around him, that were obscured in shadow, as this is now become a real thing, choking and gasping for breath. Ash, he's beginning to fight against it. He's on his back foot, quite literally, down on one knee.
I made sure of that.
Yeah. Like he is looking to be prepared to just unleash everything he has if he is not stopped.
Okay.
It's up to you.
It's all, my
it's
shoulders.
all up to you.
Let me see what I can do here. So he's I'm not trying to be too like gruesome or brutal.
This is a horror game. This is a horror game. This is a gothic Americana campy horror game. Give us the goods.
Okay.
What would it?
So I will
what
take
would
one of the
Crypt Keeper do in Tales from the Crypt?
I will take one of the scalpels that are probably lying around from like one of the different hands that he's created and stuff like that. So maybe just like some gnarled twisted metal that's left over. And I'm gonna try to drive it into his skull and do a sort of a makeshift lobotomy.
Ooh.
Kind of.
Oh yes.
Stuff out like a spoon.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. This is.
You said it's a D8 or is it up again?
It is a D10 now because that was the consequence from earlier.
Okay, so but like after the math, it's a D8, so that's a 3 on the imposition, an 8 on my death magic.
Let's get a 6
die, and it fell on the floor.
Play where it lays.
A 7. That's a full success.
Nice.
You all see this scalpel fly up, and yet with amazing precision.
It's like I've done this before.
Oh yeah.
Horrifyingly enough, as you realize.
Do you mind if I take some narrative control here?
Go ahead, yeah. Do whatever you can.
It's not that the scalpel enters. You all see the scalpel hit the skin, make a nice square. The skin, like, peel away, leaving some of the blood in the open skull. There is a bit of magical power as you crack the skull. You all hear that part crack and then pull away. So you see, like, skin, then skull, like, floating out. And then the scalpel goes in, and you all just hear that and pulls out a part of brain. And there's just like this blown out version. What's it you call it?
A dissection of some
kind. Where it's like you take a diagram, and it's just like skin, skull, brain, all floating out there. And he just
the exploded view.
Yeah, the exploded view of what a lobotomy looks like in the air as these ghostly hands have just opened his brain up. And he just
like the house music playing.
He drops down. All those pieces fall. Jasper is saved from the ward breaking. The shadow lifts in this entire place, and the music from the hospital turns back on. And it's just a nice old da 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 da, and the soft, relieved cries and whimpers and relief of this high schooler from the room beyond y'all. And that is where we will end tonight's session. As you have successfully
solved one of the problems.
Well,
the town did? Is that up in the air?
Yeah.
No, the town is successful. So that is what I was going to say.
Okay.
That one roll We will deal with the aftermath, but I will say, basically, with that roll, the town was able to come up with enough to take out and defend against the other 5 members of the Hands of Manos.
Okay. I didn't know if I was rolling to make sure that they tried to handle it, but that was just a success that they did handle.
That's what I'm saying. The success is they handled it.
Maybe, okay, fantastic.
The aftermath will be like, how did they handle it?
Yeah. What? It was very much worth me going unconscious because that was.
Anita rolled the town roll and succeeded. So
yeah. So basically, the partial success would be, hey, there's a few more that you are gonna have to deal with next, or full failure. They overtook some parts of town, and now you're going to have to deal with a larger problem.
Gotcha.
So that's how that works. Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that this is possible, but because of the nature of the system. But I'm wondering, just like as a before we get into it next session, is it possible to speak with like dead or dying in a way that like, you know, I would be able to like sort of interact with this guy and maybe get some additional information?
The spirits,
or just what school that would, or what path that would fall under? Spirits. You're
talking to the spirit of a slain being. Oh,
he's not even dead, right? You just
you lobotomize. Yeah, I guess that's true. He's not dead.
Like an imbecile now.
I realized
This is going to be
you turn him into motes of energy.
Okay.
So that should be fine. I want to make it clear because we haven't really talked about this. It hasn't been a problem. Dead bodies are a problem in this world. A dead body, 8 times out of 10, most times, mist will rise up.
Like a vessel?
Well, to claim the body.
Oh, interesting.
To either, and any number of things could happen. That's how zombies are made. If you leave a dead body,
full. Yeah,
you leave the dead body out there.
Full.
Yeah.
So these guys are.
Or
is there a standard practice for disposing of bodies? Is it like burning?
Yeah, generally burn it. Yeah, you're trying to.
In this universe, with creation, similar to D&D, if you're a high enough level wizard, is there the equivalent of a resurrection spell?
Resurrection. If you want me to go into that, I guess it's only 11:30.
Like mist and stuff. You'd have to go get them from the mist.
There is resurrection. You have to clean all the wounds, like cure all wounds of the body, clean it, dress it, get it ready, summon a crypt door, go into the crypt door, and go get the soul. Convince the soul to come back with you. Find the soul if you can from beyond the crypt, and bring it back with you. Yeah. It is.
Spoilers.
No.
I'm excited to give that an attempt at some point.
Yeah, it's one of those things like people.
There's an option to do that.
It is an option. It's one of the things like people have attempted to do it. This is what people, but no one's ever. Every time people have gone beyond the door, but it is
like it so much that they stay.
Yeah,
except for Veronica.
Yeah, we did it once already.
Yeah, that was an odd door though.
That was an odd door.
What was I gonna say?
It was a broken door.
It was a broken door.
There's a Monsters Inc. door.
You had another. I felt like you had another question.
There's probably more.
Oh, it was like, you know, what?
Mist.
What would that be? Yeah.
Spirit.
Yeah, spirits, and then I was gonna say with dead bodies, burning them. Generally, the more violent a person dies, the more likely the mist is gonna come claim it. Dying of old age, generally, those aren't as problematic as, a violent murder. The more intense the energy and intense the emotional state of the situation. So if you did kill this guy in this situation, there's more likely a chance that now not only are we dealing with the other Hands of Manos, but we have to make sure a mist doesn't.
The undead Hands of Manos.
Yeah, now we have to deal with the undead hands. That's a good point. Kind of
yeah, it's a good thing I declared non-lethal damage before I did that.
If we
that's
killed the
true.
body,
basically.
Jasper would just simulacrum a hand to throw it.
We're just we'll deal with this later. I'm just gonna have a list. I'll just
throw him 3 sessions away.
Yeah.
Can we deal with this later?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Maybe 4 if I'm lucky. Yeah, we'll just
No.
not right now.
And here's what I would do is like,
Not right now.
all right, this session is called the things that bite us in the ass, and it's everything that you've tossed comes back in one
The
session.
kitchen sink. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're dealing with this. They're all coming back.
The
They-
9th Hand of Manos.
The 9th. Cool. Awesome. Well, there are definitely some things that you'll learn about next session that happened with all of that.
Uh-oh.
No, interesting. They're not bad, but they're interesting. Hopefully fun things. Man, I didn't really have much written down for this thing. It was just deal with that guy. So we'll start
We're
from
using the town.
That's right.
that was cool. Yeah. I'm really liking how the town has come into play more often than I think even I had anticipated.
I like that as a mechanic, so I actually want to play with it as often as possible.
Yeah.
It's like having it's like having like a standing army, you know, like in D&D essentially,
Yeah.
like playing the war table game aspect
Right.
of it in the older
Yeah.
versions.
Well, it also
Having, like assets
Yeah.
that you can use to like
Yeah.
do other things.
and it lets me as the
Downtime activities more
Yeah.
than anything, but also it's affecting like your environment, which
Yeah.
is nice.
and as the Crypt Keeper allows me to make larger threats that
good.
like you said that now you don't have to be like, well, we have to kill all 7 of these guys. I'm like, well, okay, I can kind of do fun things without it necessarily dragging out forever. Ash, we're gonna start with you. What is our star for tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that Scoot put his life on the line and to make that happen, and the collaboration between Dragon and Barbarian
Yeah.
to get that success through, and like kind of like the whole team coming together to try to like with Anita driving the cart while Scoot's passed out and stuff like that, like everybody coming together in that moment to try to succeed on that.
Absolutely.
On that one thing.
I love it.
I think I really like that, of like having everybody's sort of expertise sort of to shine in that moment.
Cool.
Using our resources to really push through made it like a tense and memorable moment.
What is a wish?
Wishes, I mean, nothing that I'm like craving right now. I feel like that was a pretty robust session. I guess we will have to see maybe the repercussions of our actions, because like we are kind of like superheroes in this world where like we're causing wanton destruction like wherever we go, and spawning MRI machines in the middle of it's a hospital, so like they probably appreciate it.
This is the first 2 sessions where major destruction has happened, right? So yeah, there will definitely be
I'm interested in exploring maybe like the other aspects of that destruction, really not coming to bite us in the ass or something like that, but
fallout of our actions is what I'm putting here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a good cop, Foley, but
You didn't need to gun down 18 people.
Stars for Jasper.
I'm gonna say to Veronica for being the adult. We are 4 very chaotic motherfuckers, and I feel like Veronica is the one that is like, no, we can't build a car for him. We've got bigger fish to fry right now.
That was gonna cause
Got
problem.
stuff to do.
I'm sitting here going, y'all are gonna do what? Let's see. How is taking like an hour to make this car going to affect the rest of what's going on?
I was
Without
tempted to just use 2
Veronica.
experience points to just create another car outside.
Yeah, there's one right here.
Just to break it, like I was still committed to that.
I actually do like the idea of just doing it, just to be like, and boulder. Just
there you go.
Learn about the important things in life.
Yeah. We're gonna build it so we can drive it around town.
Yeah, his is our car now.
But not him. He can never
Not
drive
him.
it.
He's a jerk.
But
What do you wish
so
for?
that's my star. So I'm the trainer. I'm the trainer, and we're 8 sessions in, and I feel like we've had no interactions with cryptids.
Okay.
I would like some cryptids, just like something, so I can do some
a pet
trainer stuff.
chupacabra, you know?
Yeah.
No chupacabra.
I hear you.
Like
Ooh, they could
something
bring
that I can be friendly with,
a
or
cat
try to be friendly
Jersey
with.
Like a
Devil.
Rizolka.
Infies.
I hear you. Scoot. What's your star?
Jasper burning XP to create the MRI machine. I like that a lot, to grab all the metal. I thought that was pretty fun. We were in a hospital. Things were coming at people with scalpels. That was pretty good. I actually enjoyed that. And
Okay.
I enjoyed that quite a bit.
And your wish?
Good idea. How far do you see this going? Like, what's our session count in your head? Like, are you going to go as long as we want to go?
That is kind of the idea. I would like to see really how long it takes for someone to hit a D12.
Before this ends, I definitely want to like use that tattoo to bring Mr. Parks back into this somehow. I want to hit. This was a dire situation tonight to some extent, but I didn't call it in. But before this ends, I'd like to have a scenario where I have to make a deal with the devil to maybe choose my life or the team's life kind of scenario.
Oh no, I'm gonna message you, Jeffrey. I have a thought.
Okay.
But I want to say it.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Veronica, what is our star for tonight?
I think my star is gotta be Ash, for just being an incredible killing and healing machine.
The duality of life.
Both sides, yeah, both sides of the coin.
Because like I bumped into you earlier.
I know how, there you go. I know how to heal, which means I know how to kill.
That's the concept.
Yep.
Yeah. I love
All right.
Yeah. It's a really cool concept.
And it's like, oh, you're not used to this, are you? Well, let me remind you. What you're dealing with.
That's great. What is our wish?
That's fun.
I really was struggling with what to do to kill humans, or to hurt humans, because everything is based on killing cryptid spirits, etc., but and it's not that Veronica wants to go against humans.
Sure.
But when you have this twisted human, what do you do?
Yeah.
Syringe full of air to the carotid works.
But I think
really struggling with that.
But I think what you did was very effective. Right? We
did good teamwork.
Yeah, and I think that was great. Is like ward it and let y'all beat the snot out of him while I tried to keep him from, because if he was free, right, all your consequences from that point are him harming people.
Yeah.
Once you contained him, all the consequences then had to turn to him getting out, him doing things to try to do that. So I think that's how you did a great job of turning the tables in y'all's favor. So for what it's worth, I think you found a great solution to that. And then to answer,
take more actions this time around too as the that magic practitioner, which I like too. You got more opportunities to act to. It wasn't just us
beating the snot out. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a great juxtaposition of if you roll really well, you can just beat a thing into submission, but if you don't roll really well, it'll
and
be
it is
there to
3
do.
practitioners versus 1. Too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And also, like in combat like that, that's not the time that you want to be like, I have no aptitude in cleansing. Let me try like.
Yeah. And I suppose
I have 8 pips in death magic. Let me just find ways to use death magic.
And one thing I realized, because he was a magical practitioner, one thing I should have been doing is him.
Yeah.
No, actually, yes, quite seriously. A part of the original intent of the system was trying to figure out how to do wizard duels. So what he should have been doing is levying his threat die against y'all to lower y'all's or to impose further imposition. So, which y'all could have done to him. Now that I think about it, you could be like, hey, I have a D10 in my spell die. I want to drop my spell die by a level to decrease my imposition against him.
Oh.
By like a die level.
I can exchange die levels.
And that's like concentration, right? Like,
right.
That's like,
which is
like you can use it for, like, you can take it back if you need it.
You need it. So the idea is that
it's like a spent resource.
Right. You are 2 magical practitioners, not only casting spells, but actively trying to counter their magic. But it does require a some amount of concentration from you.
So that would be interesting. So, like, with 3 people against 1, 2 people could be concentrating on, like,
we're gonna pull back
times.
to just,
and then while somebody else
spiritual pressure.
Yeah.
Which in turn, if it's a strong enough magical on their end, they could split their increases against 3 different people, right? Because I'm just, I'm actively countering 3 of you. Because I'm that much more powerful.
I'd like one experience like that before session ends.
And that was
before you die.
And that was and I need to. That is me not being familiar enough with my own system, because those situations have not come up enough.
You learn more from failure, though.
Exactly.
So like now you'll know.
Now I'll know.
So next fight, guys, be prepared.
How to kick butt.
Make note of this. Take notes.
Yeah. Well, cool. I think that we're learning a lot. I'm learning a lot, definitely.
I am.
Running the.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think at its core, it's working again. So that's
those last
again.
Sessions, I've got my. I've really got my bearings now. Where I am having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So.
And what's nice is we're also going to see, because at this point, Scoot is pretty much out for 3 days. To get
3 whole days.
Every witching hour, you reduce stress by 3.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to get your stress points back, you got to rest. So this is a way to build in the downtime. Like,
so it's the perfect time to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like your characters can't just go, right? Indefinitely, because that's with D&D. That's why it's high fantasy, high heroics. 1 rest and we're back to full fighting capabilities.
Yeah.
This is
my arm chopped off and I'm ready to go again tomorrow.
Right. Where this is like stress is a way that we really slow the characters down, allowing for passage of time.
I like it.
Hey, we spend the next 3 days just doing nothing.
Yeah, there's a rule. There's like a what is it? A house rule that some people implement for D&D, where they expand out. So like a short rest is a week.
Yeah, I've seen.
And a long rest is like a month. Like, so like it's like you actually like take time to rest and recuperate from like between fights. And like you can't just take a short rest in a dungeon and get all your stuff back like instantaneously. Like, and it's like you got to commit.
And in this game, if y'all have if you had a major wound that you didn't heal with magic, that's one of those you're out for months.
Yeah.
Because think about it, like a broken arm, sliced cheek, whatever. Yeah, that's gonna take some time to heal. It doesn't heal back instantly unless with magic. So But of course,
Dragon's
you've got
like, oh no.
well, I'm assuming in the next 3 days, Ash is going to be
with magic.
yeah, you're going to be doing that. But as far as all of y'all's stress, it's going to take days to recover.
Final note: did we get any experience for this session or anything?
3 experience.
Any additional notes? 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Boop, boop, boop.
Oh,
Ash, did you do your stars and stuff?
I did. I went first.
Yeah.
Did you have any? Jeff, did you have any of your own?
Oh,
yeah, your own stars.
No one asks me. Oh,
me.
Oh, little old me. Yeah, I'm gonna star Scoot just for stressing yourself out, like going the full 9, knowing that's like, you know what, I'm gonna do this thing, because it's always, to me, it's very dramatic and creates really cool, fun, dramatic scenes when someone decides just to go, I'm taking myself out, because it's a big thing. You've taken yourself out for the next
dinner,
for the next 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that's a big thing, but
it felt impactful this evening, so it felt worth it.
Yeah, so I thought that's
and your sacrifice wasn't for nothing. Like it actually did save the town. So
yeah. I wish I played that fight the way I had talked about. Where I'm in general,
that's wizard's chess.
That's wizard's chess. In general, enemies are supposed to have threat levels that I can levy against an individual player or players, depending. So the idea is that if you are being directly affected or threatened by a particular cryptid, spirit, or whatever, we can say, hey, against you, the imposition's increased by 2 because it's actively trying to harm you. You actively have its attention. And so that gives the other players a chance to try to pull that attention away to, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of have this dance where, it's not focusing on me right now, so it's a little bit easier for me to affect it and maybe pull some of the heat off of you.
I kind of just RP walked at him and then like killed him.
Yeah. So that's, I always kind of forget about that. But y'all were so beat up going into this thing and stressed out that it was already kind of like, ugh. Cool.
Jasper was literally like hanging on by like tendons and sinning.
Yeah.
Like he was barely holding.
Full player kill was in the idea there.
Yeah,
he was.
That was
being
no, Jasper was gonna run.
That's the closest one player has ever been to dying. I do think it's interesting. I guess this is kind of a star in a way. Seeing someone focus on spending a lot of stress versus someone not spending a lot of stress, and I'm wondering if that's how the system is going to end up working, where if I spend a lot of stress, I'm not going to have a lot of wounds. If I don't spend a lot of stress, I'm going to get the crap beat out of me. Is that is that going to end up being a trade-off?
I don't know if it's the rule, but it definitely is like how it's playing out right now. But yeah, if you refuse to spend stress, you're going to fail more often, right? If you're not using it to reroll and stuff like that. But I mean, you can also spend stress on like doing other things with like your abilities, right? Like what I was doing with healing, minor wounds and stuff. So
but I'm just wondering if that's going to end up being.
I can't do anything with stress.
I hate spending stress.
I know.
I hate it. I despise it. If I could have 0 stress at all times,
he's got the
but look at
the elixir problem.
Yeah,
like I don't want to spend these.
What
if we have a big fight?
That did make me, because I don't want to let y'all get out of here before too much longer.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Is stress for the town, because that's something I don't have on there, and because that could be a mechanically interesting thing. For every 3 stress, does something because you're stressing a part of the town, right? Does you're stressing a resource just to create story points. That's that's all it's doing. It's like, if
Scrum works, yeah.
Scrum.
That's how Scrum works, yeah. Or Agile.
If it becomes narratively appropriate at 3 stress, the roll was on, say, food. Okay, well, your food supplies are kind of stressed out or thinned out. You might need to
use some preparations to like buff people, but now there's
Yeah.
not enough food left over for just general use.
I think town stress could work in areas of neglect.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, because I don't know about like using town stress to do stuff, right? Like that, because especially if you're going to compartmentalize it into the subdivisions, that seems like it'd be a little finicky, and there might be too much stress to manage. But yeah, I do think that it's like, yeah, if you're not focusing on an area where like if a big raid hits the town or something like that, and you're not worried about like rebuilding the defenses and stuff like that, that could cause stress on that area. But I mean, I don't think that it would be. I don't think that, and this is just me talking, right? Because I haven't seen it implemented. I think it might work better as like a shorter bar, essentially, like 1, 2, 3, rather than 9.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so have just like one tick be like, imposing some sort of negative or disadvantage or something like that, or weakness. And then being able to alleviate that, like, refresh it relatively quickly.
Well, I guess that's
the 3-pip system before something bad happens.
I guess that's what my point where I'm trying to get is like, if I look at y'all's character sheet, right, and whatever the role is, say it had to do the human. Let's say the human thing, right? And you ended up spending stress points to make sure we overcome that human thing. We have no aptitude in it, where you're stressing that aspect. So what could there become a consequence that just creates a story point that then I can just create a scenario out of, right? Now we have to deal with this aftermath, this problem. How are we going to deal with this thing? It's crazy. I'm thinking of it as using it as story creation points, not like complications that you.
In human, we just basically made. We used our abilities to get a human equivalent to people to act on it, but like, yeah, people. I mean, I assume you're gonna tell us like on the next session, but yeah, people probably died at like reacting to this situation, and because of that, like what's the aftermath of that? Like, there's gonna be consequences because of what has just happened now, right? So now we
and you could do things like maybe there is a town that senses a weakness. Right, so things like that you could.
With the gambling den happening, like that we got that like gambling stuff. Like we are linked to other towns. There's other things that could happen. Yeah. I like that idea.
Just there's something I'm kind of thinking about.
You should make a gambler's like sort of class for this, maybe in like one of the expansions that you're planning, where they are very high risk, high reward, maybe interfacing directly with the mist, and a lot of their abilities are just like flip a coin. And like, because I feel like that is a play style that a lot of people would enjoy, is like really delving into like the like I am touching and brushing up against a power I don't fully understand, and nothing bad has happened to me yet. I think that would be a lot of fun. Play as.
Yeah, but that might be things to expand on at a later date.
Oh, 100%.
No, I'm talking about the stress. I'm talking about the stress on the town thing.
That is a thought just into the ether.
Yeah.
That I wanted to bring up because I had mentioned it earlier in the session.
Yeah. But really,
stress.
Using the stress just for the same reason you guys use it. Hey, I would like
having 9 total stress. So my point is like having 9 total stress for the town, I feel like would be a bit cumbersome. I think simplifying the system down for the town to make use of would probably benefit it, because we're not interfacing with the town as regularly as we are with our characters. Correct. Yeah. So like building up stress would be a lot harder for the town. So it'd be more difficult for the consequences to appear. and especially with the shorter sessions that I feel like this game would lend itself to, it would be really difficult to see like the town negatives pop up if you use like a larger sort of stress pool. Which is just again my idea of like maybe have like 1, 2, 3 bars essentially.
Right.
Every bar is like.
It might be like slightly.
I'm not sure I'd call it stress.
Maybe strain or something.
Just, or consequences
strain
for utilizing maybe utilizing a town feature too much. Like now, if there's another issue that would occur that would need that, like if you go hard on your human resources, well, now there's not enough to handle the next.
Yeah, strain makes sense because you're straining an
aspect.
Straining an aspect of your town. There's a lot of strain on the shelter. There's just too many people now. We don't have enough people. What
negative consequences?
What negative consequences or story?
Each session giving you an element to have to, kind of
or like what each time. Yeah, and like what weakness does your town now have?
Coven.
Yeah, pull the whole coven. Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like diverting
the whole coven away from the wards.
What is that? So what happens? Yeah, and it's really this is more of a tool for the crypt keeper, right? To look at and be like, oh, they use this thing. Oh, this creates a kind of an interesting story thing. And there may be groups that go, we don't give 2 rips about, this part of it, and they can just completely
leaving town and we're never coming back.
Yeah, they could never, we never
put that shit on autopilot. But it's like in sci-fi, right, where you're like, I divert all power to front shields, and then like your back is exposed. It's
because
like you don't have any offensive. It's like we're willing to risk it. Yeah,
because like looking at y'all's character sheet, it's like you're kind of open to raids and being raided. If another town's
raids,
I'd love to be rated here on Twitch. Would someone like to?
RimWorld, I think we can set up some kind of trap entrance where they'll log.
Yeah,
it'll just be like the oh man, what is the name of the family name of Scoot?
Mackenzies.
The Mackenzies. Yeah. It'll be powered by the Mackenzies, like all of our trap systems and stuff like that.
They're just.
It'll just be like a Ferris wheel or like a Tower of Doom, which is like Mackenzie's.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like those like those punji stick traps out there, like just.
I'm a huge fan of like Mackenzie-based engineering. Like I really do like it.
I did not expect this to become such an aspect of it, but I kind of like it that there's just a bunch of rabble-rousers out there that are just not necessarily part of the town, but a resource to some equipment.
Right.
It's like one of those like little micro robots that like pull together and like form like a big I don't know, like laser or something.
Voltron.
You're transforming and rolling.
Well, I'm gonna figure out a way to get some reference to the Mackenzies being a spore fungal living fungal entity hive mind that exists.
Maybe they get smarter the stronger in number they are.
It's just slowly every town has a Mackenzie.
Yeah.
And they're just somehow seems
spies.
Somehow they always seem
don't let them grow too much. You got to go farm the Mackenzies out.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
thank you. It's Mackenzie open
season. Well, that's
season.
why they're everywhere, because they keep growing more and more. They're like, oh, we can't all be here. They'll get wise to us.
Yeah. You gotta break off.
Like that security guard that just like married in. He just really just. Once they
assimilate
procreated, now he's like a member of
the Mackenzies are the Borg. Y'all are the Borg.
I have a thread line in a plot line in my D&D campaign on Thursdays where they encountered a myconid colony, and the myconids were just like, hey, can you take this like spore seed essentially and just like take it as far away from here as possible and plant it one day? And sometime in your lifetime, doesn't really matter. And like my party was like, sure. And I was like, nice.
Nice.
Nothing bad will happen there, I promise. It's been
so
fun to see
good.
them interacting with that. But yeah, I love those like weird fungal like entities kind of spawning out of the pools and pits.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, mushrooms are totally not evil, dude. They
Never.
don't want to consume the
No,
planet.
they're neutral.
They are.
They're not
That is
evil, nor
100%
are they
true.
good. They're just
Evolutionarily speaking, they are closer to humans than plants. So just keep that in mind.
True.
That is why there's a mushroom that tastes like meat.
100%.
All right. That was fun. Thank you all for another great game. We'll see you in 2 weeks to find out what happens after dealing with the Hand of Manos. You have basically wrapped up the Dream Phone plot line that had started early on. That was one I didn't think you were going to get to as quickly as y'all did. I thought that was going to be a later one, but
that always seemed that seemed more like an immediate threat to me, just because children are involved. Like it just seemed more like a big threat. So
that's literally what we all said. We're like, children are involved. This is a bigger threat.
Yeah. Well, now we'll see. I guess after Scoot wakes up, did the rest of Mackenzie solve the other problem? Did the town solve the rest of the man?
Yeah.
You already made the roll for the Mackenzies. They killed all them.
They succeeded, yeah. So, but we can see like story wise.
Yeah.
Did they capture a few? Did Jasper get a pet a pet Jersey Devil now that he can?
Oh God!
So let's X.
Yeah,
no.
We're gonna end right now.
All right. Bye.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
That was a lot of fun. I appreciate everybody getting together. Sorry I was late. Totally forgot.
No, I had a blast. We're all good.
Yeah.
All right.
Y'all.
That
This
was
was
good.
fun as always.
Bye.
Bye.